Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin with a truth that hits hard but wakes up the soul. We are living in a world that is changing faster than ever, and it does not pause for the unprepared. It does not slow down so you can catch your breath. It does not adjust its pace to match your excuses. Today's world has a single rule: get better, or get left behind. And before we go any further, let me tell you why you must listen till the very last second of this message. Because the decision you make after this speech will shape the next 10 years of your life. You will either walk away with a new fire inside you, or you will walk away the same, and life will treat you the same. If you're tired of being stuck, tired of being overlooked, tired of watching others pass you by, then this message is not just important, it is urgent. The world will reward the improved you, not the outdated you. This truth is simple, yet it is the dividing line between those who rise and those who remain trapped in the same cycle year after year. Every one of us walks into life carrying a version of ourselves. Some carry the inexperienced version, some carry the unprepared version, and some carry the version held back by old habits, fears, and excuses. But the world does not reward those versions. It rewards the upgraded model, the sharpened skill set, the wiser thinker, the stronger character, the disciplined performer. It rewards the person who decided that staying the same was too expensive. Think about it. When opportunities appear, when doors open, when chances arise, they are looking for someone capable, someone ready, someone who has invested in themselves enough to step into the moment confidently. Opportunities don't go to the deserving, they go to the prepared. Life doesn't pay you for what you want, it pays you for what you become. And this is why improvement is no longer a luxury. It is a requirement. The world around you is advancing rapidly: technology, industries, skills, expectations, competition. Everything is speeding up. The only question is, are you? Because if the world moves forward while you remain the same, you don't remain equal, you fall behind. Standing still in a moving world is an illusion. You are either rising or declining. You are either improving or being replaced. You are either building value or losing relevance. And here's something even more powerful. The future doesn't ask permission. It doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It doesn't slow down so you can catch up. It keeps marching forward with those who decided to upgrade themselves. The world rewards the improved you, not because life is harsh, but because life is fair. Improvement is how you earn your place in the arena. Growth is how you qualify for the next level. Imagine two versions of you standing side by side. One who keeps doing the same things, thinking the same way, repeating the same patterns, and another who reads more, learns more, sharpens their thinking, improves their habits, disciplines their emotions, and invests in becoming better every single day. These two versions do not attract the same opportunities. They do not earn the same income. They do not build the same relationships. They do not experience the same respect. One version is surviving. The other is rising. Improvement is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Every bit of progress, every book you read, every skill you polish, every hour of discipline you put in, quietly rewrites your destiny. You begin to stand taller, think clearer, act wiser. You begin to separate yourself from the crowd because the world can't ignore excellence. It can ignore excuses, but it cannot ignore growth. You don't have to transform overnight, but you must commit to becoming better than you were yesterday. Keep upgrading your mind, your habits, your discipline, your character, because the world rewards the improved you. And when you choose to grow, life starts opening doors you never knew existed. You rise not because of luck, but because you earned it through consistent, deliberate, unstoppable improvement. Excuses don't slow the world down. They only slow you down. This is one of life's toughest lessons because excuses always sound reasonable in the moment. I'm tired. I'm stressed. I'll start when I'm ready. I don't have the time. They sound honest. They feel justified. But while you pause for your excuses, the world doesn't pause with you. Life keeps moving. Opportunities keep shifting. Other people keep improving. And while you're comforting yourself with explanations, Someone else is out there becoming sharper, stronger, more capable, and more prepared. Your excuses do not protect you. They simply delay the version of you that could have been extraordinary. Life is incredibly neutral. It doesn't care why you didn't take action. It doesn't run on sympathy. It doesn't reward effort that never happened. Life responds to results. While excuses may convince you, they don't convince the world. The marketplace doesn't care why you didn't learn the skill. The competition doesn't care why you didn't prepare. Challenges don't care why you weren't ready. And the opportunities that passed you by will never come back to apologize. They will simply move on to someone else who showed up without an alibi. Excuses feel safe because they protect your ego. They shield you from the discomfort of responsibility. They allow you to blame circumstances instead of confronting your own potential. But every excuse is a subtle form of surrender. Every excuse says, I accept staying where I am, and the dangerous part is that excuses grow. The more you use them, the more comfortable they become. They form habits. They create patterns. They build a prison of your own making, deceptively comfortable but silently destructive. You can't excuse your way into success. You can't explain your way into progress. You cannot convince life to give you more while you give less. The people who rise are not the ones with perfect circumstances. They're the ones who refuse to let circumstances decide their fate. They understand the truth. The world responds to effort, not explanations. You will meet people who overcame worse obstacles than you and still found a way to rise. You will meet people with fewer resources, fewer opportunities, fewer advantages, yet they push forward because they know life doesn't slow down for anyone. These people understand that responsibility is power. When you take full ownership of your growth, your decisions, your improvement, then you gain control. Excuses take your power away. Responsibility gives it back. Look at your future for a moment. Imagine the person you want to become: strong, confident, disciplined, respected, successful. That version of you does not live on excuses. That person does not hide behind reasons. That person wakes up with clarity, acts with intention, and refuses to let any circumstance become a permanent barrier. They may fall, but they get up without a story attached. They may struggle, but they refuse to let struggle turn into surrender. Progress is simple. Do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Because while excuses make today feel easier, they make tomorrow harder. Discipline makes today tougher, but it makes tomorrow far better. One path slows your future, the other accelerates it. And every single day you are choosing one of those paths, whether you realize it or not. So remember this: the world isn't waiting. Time isn't slowing. The clock won't negotiate. Either you move or you fall behind. Excuses are the brakes on your potential. Discipline is the engine. Remove the brakes. Press the accelerator. And watch your life transform. Your habits are voting for your future every single day. Whether you realize it or not, every action you take is shaping the person you're becoming and the life you're moving toward. The small choices: what you read, what you ignore, how you treat your time, how you respond to pressure, how you handle your responsibilities, these are not random moments. They are ballots cast again and again, deciding your future long before the future arrives. Success is not built in a single big moment. It is built quietly in the repeated actions that most people underestimate. Your habits are either training you to rise or preparing you to fall behind. People often think their destiny will be determined by a single opportunity, a lucky break, or one dramatic turning point, but that's not how life works. The big moments only matter if you've built the right habits beforehand. It's not the performance on the stage that makes someone successful. It's the hours of practice performed in silence. It's not the exam that determines the student's future. It's the nights of preparation leading up to it. Life doesn't reward you for what you occasionally do. It rewards you for what you consistently do. Habits are the architects of your identity. They mold your character, build your discipline, and shape your capacity. Look at your daily routine for a moment. Not the dream you talk about, not the promises you make, but the routine you live. That routine is a mirror showing you exactly where your future is heading. If your habits lack intention, your future will lack direction. If your habits lack discipline, your future will lack strength. If your habits lack purpose, your future will lack power. You cannot escape the consequences of your daily actions. Your habits are planting seeds, and your future is the harvest. The reason habits matter so deeply is that they bypass motivation. Motivation rises and falls. Habits anchor you when motivation disappears. Winners don't rely on inspiration, they rely on routine. They structure their days so that success becomes automatic, not accidental. They understand that small habits compound. Reading a little each day compounds into wisdom. Practicing a skill daily compounds into mastery. Exercising regularly compounds into strength. Saving a bit each week compounds into wealth. And on the other side, neglect also compounds. Skipping one day becomes 3, then 10, then a month. Laziness compounds into regret. Procrastination compounds into panic. Avoidance compounds into missed opportunities. Every habit is a vote. A vote for the person you want to be or the person you will regret becoming. You don't need perfection. You just need consistency. One powerful habit can turn your life around. One destructive habit can quietly ruin it. And the truth is, habits never stay neutral. They're always either lifting you or pulling you down. They shape your confidence, your energy, your focus, your resilience, and your outcomes. Habits don't just predict your future, they build it. So ask yourself, what future are you voting for? When you wake up late, when you break your promises, when you avoid the hard things, you're voting for a future of limitation. But when you show up, when you keep improving, when you commit to discipline even when it's uncomfortable, you are voting for a future of strength, growth, and possibility. Your future self is watching you, waiting on the choices you make today. The life you want is not created by wishes, but by habits. Build the right ones, and your future becomes guaranteed. Being left behind is not a punishment. It's a natural consequence of standing still. Life isn't trying to hurt you when it moves forward without you, it is simply following its design. Everything in nature is either growing or dying, advancing or decaying, moving or fading. There's no middle ground, no safe zone where you can pause and expect the world to wait respectfully for you to catch up. The moment you stop improving, the moment you stop pushing, the moment you stop evolving, life quietly begins to move ahead, taking opportunities with it. People sometimes feel as if life is unfair when they're overlooked or forgotten, but in reality, life is just responding to motion. It rewards the ones who keep moving. It leaves behind those who choose comfort over growth. This truth becomes clearer when you look at how fast everything is changing. Technology evolves. Markets shift, skills expire, trends transform, standards rise. The world you knew 10 years ago is not the world you live in today. And the world you see today won't be the same 5 years from now. Standing still in such an environment is not stability, it's decline. You cannot expect yesterday's effort to earn tomorrow's rewards. You cannot expect old thinking to win new battles. And you cannot expect the version of you that refuses to grow to stay relevant in a world that refuses to slow down. Being left behind doesn't happen in a dramatic moment. It happens quietly. It happens the day you say, "Not today." It happens when you let comfort speak louder than goals. It happens when small opportunities pass by because you don't feel ready. It happens when you cling to old habits because new ones feel uncomfortable. It happens every time you choose familiarity over evolution. By the time you finally look up, others have progressed, sometimes by inches, sometimes by miles, and you wonder how it happened. It happened because they moved while you stayed still. But here's the important part. Being left behind is not life rejecting you. It's life inviting you to rise. It is life showing you the cost of stagnation so that you finally decide to step into growth. Falling behind is not the end. It is a signal. A signal that something must change. A signal that your habits, your mindset, your discipline, or your effort needs an upgrade. Life is always ready to reward you again, but only when you choose movement over excuses. The moment you decide to grow, everything shifts. The gap begins to close, momentum returns, confidence returns, opportunities begin to see you again. You start to feel alive, engaged, purposeful, because the human spirit is not built for stagnation. It is built for expansion. You are meant to evolve, to stretch, to improve, to become more than you were yesterday. Growth is not a burden, it is oxygen. The more you embrace it, the more your world opens up. Never fear being behind. Fear staying behind. Because the instant you choose movement, the world will meet you with new possibilities. Improvement is what puts you back in the race. Progress is what brings you back to relevance. Motion is what reconnects you with your potential. Standing still costs you everything. Moving forward gives you everything back. So keep moving. Keep growing.